Hello everyone, we have another random eBay lot unboxing. We have 40 games total for $97.10, I think. Let's open this up and see what we get. So before we break into this thing, let's go over the eBay description to see what we might potentially get. And it is important to note, we did 40 games like 1 or 2 videos ago in this unboxing series. But I always try to buy from different sellers. There was only one circumstance where I bought from the same seller twice. 2 separate videos, but the same seller for that particular situation. Otherwise, not only do I want the games to be random, but I want the expectation from the seller to also be random. So that's why we don't do these too often, because I'm always trying to buy from brand new sellers. The description reads, lot of 20 random video games used in new Xbox 360, Wii, Wii U, DS, 3DS, PS1, PS2. Condition is good. Games are randomly selected from overstock supplies. That's pretty typical. That's why these things really spring up. Here's where it's a bit inconsistent. It says 15 games will be in box. May or may not be used or new or resealed. Includes games with or without manuals. 3 games will be disc only. Only 3 games will be sports. Most will be Xbox 360 and PS3, Wii, and DS, and PC games in case. This is supposed to be 20. So in total, we're supposed to have 40 because I actually bought 2 quantities. I don't know what's going on here, so as always, very excited to see what we get here. And we've done a lot of these, so I'm expecting a lot of duplicates at this point from games that we've already received and games I well over have received 4 or 5 times now from buying them so many times myself. But there's our loose games right up top, so we can knock that out. Oh my god, we're starting off with a winner right away. Imagine Wedding Designer, so skipping these, going right to this. Ooh, I'm liking... The sticker's got to be right over the lady's face. That's just great. Design every bride's dream wedding. So, DS looks good there. I don't have many DS games to be quite frank, so this is one that's going right into the collection. Actually, before we toss this one to the side here, we have to check this out. Oh no, that's on the box art. A tragic loss for an otherwise great-looking game that could have gone right next to my copy of Hannah Montana. It doesn't even have a subtitle. It's just Hannah Montana. Is that like the first entry in the Hannah Montana franchise? I feel 4 discs, which really I should have gotten 6 since I bought 2 quantities. We have a loose Gears of War, a loose Batman Arkham Asylum, the greatest hits version. You can tell from the red lettering there, or rather the red branding on the outside of it. Cabela's Big Game Hunter. Actually, there's a few discs in this one. Hold on. Oh, that's for Wii. I didn't even notice. Good lord, just jammed like 3 of them in here. We got Cabela's Game Party 2, some blanket shovelware Wii game, and then Rock Band. Interesting. Okay. Obviously Rock Band, the strongest one here. Although those Cabela's, I'll tell you, a lot of games in that franchise. It's just one of those weird cult classics that actually does pretty well. Then we got a Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. So once again, one of the highest sold PlayStation 2 games ever made. A lot of these floating around out there, but this is a Black Label one. And I think I'm missing a Black Label disc, actually, which is ironic considering there's just so many copies of that game were sold. Now we actually have a brand new Gears of War. Look at that. That's interesting, actually. So we just got a loose copy, but now we have a brand new copy. And this is a pristine example of Gears of War. Looks like it's barely been moved in transit or anything like that. It hasn't exchanged many hands. It looks like it's been sitting in the same store for a very long time. It looks great. I'm actually very pleased with this, and I am probably just going to leave it like this for forever. Actually, let me rotate this. That probably framed up. Okay, that looks a lot better, right? Project Gotham Racing 3, Platinum Hits version. So much like Greatest Hits on PlayStation, I am not a huge fan of having Platinum Hits, so this is one where probably a replacement case, but I do have Project Gotham Racing 3. And it looks like this is our only PC game. I don't see much room elsewhere for another PC game, and I think this is brand new. It looks like it's been through some things. Like it has exchanged a lot of hands, unlike that Gears of War we looked at. But it has stickers on it, and I doubt it's resealed. I mean, this is how they were packaged back then. Moonlight Mysteries 2. This is dusty. But it is brand new, and I see another Gears of War. So this is something, I don't think that listing actually, I know I just read it, but I don't think that listing actually promised No duplicates. A brand new FIFA 13 on PlayStation 3. Pretty interesting there. The problem with getting any sports game on, well, any platform is that you can't even really reuse the art because you have the association sticker on it, and those do not come off easy at all. I don't think I've ever tried Goo Gone on it, though, so maybe it would come off. I'm also looking at Connectimals here, and I have a bit of a soft spot for Connectimals. Let me fix this real quick. Kind of bothers me when I have that label sticking out. I do. I'm not going to lie. Connectimals, one of those games, I really like it. And sure, PlayStation has that iToy game, or not iToy, iPet game they did for the PlayStation Eye on PlayStation 3. But I want animals that are, like, real, or as real as they can be. Connect Sports, that's probably the 18,000th copy of that I have. Let's get this other Gears of War out of here. This is another new one. That's so... That's so amazing. I got 3 copies of Gears of War. 2 of them are brand new. This one looks fantastic too, actually. Looks really good. In fact, I think this one is... I think this one might be nicer than the first one. I don't know. You tell me. This one, it might be harder to tell on video, but just the cellophane wrap is like crystal clear, whereas this one has at least some slight abrasions on the side. But I mean, now we're just getting weird with it. Disney Infinity on 360. This is also brand new. I'm loving the amount of brand new 360 games we have in here. How many we got? All right, so NBA 2K11. This is opened, obviously. Is this sealed? This is sealed. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas. An excellent game, by the way. I've put a good amount of time into this one. No, not that much, but enough on PlayStation 3. Because this was a very early PlayStation 3 game. Came 6-7 months after launch, so this is something where if you bought a PS3 in 2006, you were fiending for games like this to come out because the library was, lacking at that time. Full auto. This case is, a little ridiculous, but that's fine. We can replace it with the myriad of extra cases that we have here. We got Battlefield Bad Company 2. I am still waiting, much like many people, for a Bad Company 3. And I would hope it's sometime in the near future, but with EA, you never really know. Karaoke Revolution. I think we got this in a video before. Although I don't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure we did. Assassin's Creed 3. Now, I've said it before. I'll say it again when we get an Assassin's Creed game out of these lots. I just can't get into this franchise. I played 1. Didn't care for it, but a lot of people didn't care for 1. And that's what kept me off the franchise for so long. And then when I tried another one, maybe it was just a mental thing, but I was just going through the motions, and I just still couldn't get into it. Another Cabela's, Big Game Hunter 2010. I don't know if that's the same one from the loose disc that we got. Again, there's a lot of these, but I'm also semi-appreciative of how many Wii games we're getting, because that's another thing that, even though it's shovelware, I haven't been getting many Wii games out of these lots. UFC 2009, I have this on PlayStation 3. We've got one on Xbox 360, and looks okay for the most part. Pretty dirty case. Madden 2011, and it is a brand spanking new, but like we mentioned before, not really usable with the case at least because of the association sticker, but still looking out for, which one is it? NCAA, either 11 or 14. But that's the one that is actually quite rare. And we have a sealed copy of Rock Band on Xbox 360. So we've got a good running total of brand new Xbox 360 games. Oh, it's loose. But these games, it's amazing. There's so many. To be honest, there's actually a lot of brand new 360 and PlayStation 3 games that are sitting just in stores that just can't be liquidated. Especially like Targets. Targets and Walmarts will have a rack full of these things, and they take up so much space because they're stuck behind that glass shelf, or Walmart's got those big plastic rigs on them, and there's a lot of them sitting around. Cake Mania in the mix. Can't say I've heard of this, and I can say that that's a good thing. We got a brand new copy of Destiny on Xbox 360 as well. This one also very good, right? Destiny on PlayStation 4. I hit level 20, which is the soft level cap when it came out in 2014. I think I light leveled, if that's what you call it, into 21 or 22, and then that's when that game lost interest for me, but I'm not really much of a multiplayer guy anyway nowadays. Rayman Raving Rabbids. You know, this game really fascinates me in that I had zero interest in this coming out, and I just thought, what is this weird Ubisoft nonsense? We're never going to see this again. And sure enough, there's been a handful of Raving Rabbid games. I don't know how many off the top of my head, but this stuck around, and that really surprised me. And we have NBA 2K13. This one is severely beat up. I don't know how stuff like this happens, where you know, you see so much like damaged cases, but how does something like this happen on the spine where there's like a bunch of scratches in the same direction? It's really bizarre to me. It's almost like somebody like by accident dropped it just perfectly against a cheese grater, and I'm just starting to wonder why somebody's carrying around their video games in their kitchen, or rather, why is your cheese grater near your video games? Ghost Recon 2 Platinum Hits version, and this is one where the case is also gray, and you know, it's doing its best. This would be the Croods Prehistoric Party. I have never heard of this. I'm guessing it's a movie, right? DreamWorks. So it's one of those licensed video games. I've never heard of this movie. And I know I'm not much of a movie guy, but I mean, you would think I would remember some kind of big animated film out of DreamWorks. But then again, DreamWorks, I don't know. I mean, obviously they're like way behind when it comes to Disney with that stuff, right? Transformers the game. I remember this coming out. Don't remember good things about it, but I remember it coming out. And now we have a copy for Wii. This might be one where we've pulled it before. I'm sure somebody can remind me if that was the case. You know, this is amazing. We don't have what, like, did we get one PlayStation 3 game? Because we've got another brand new Xbox 360 game, and that is XCOM: Enemy Unknown. So, and I like when certain publishers will go that extra mile, because it does cost a little extra to do this when you print this on the art. But it's like embossed and has like a holographic look to it, right? If you catch it in the light, it's got a holographic look, and it's you know, the art is stamped a little bit, so, or not the art, but rather the logo is stamped, so it has an impression that sticks out. Arkham City, and here's another one. Look, see, we got the same thing, right? Just this tearing right on the spine. I don't know what's up with that. It just, does it get caught on something when people like pull this in and out of stuff? I don't know. I really don't. But Arkham City, great game. And we got one on Xbox 360. And now we have a brand new Project Gotham Racing 3. So we had the Platinum one earlier, but now we have a brand new one. So that completely rectifies what we got earlier. And it's great to have a new one. I'm getting a lot of 360 games that I have, but now I have them new. So it's like, okay, well, that's cool. And another Rock Band. That's sealed, and this one's also loose. Please tell me, is that Gears of War 2 sealed? I don't think it is. I think this XCOM sealed too. No, this one's open, but you can see what I'm talking about there. And that one looks okay. Hold on. Big Brain Academy, Wii degree. Oh my god. I like these games. They're fun. You know, it's... You play it once, which is the extent of how much time I'm really willing to give it. And Gears of War 2 looks good for the most part. One sticker, that'll come off easy. And we still have some loose of the original wrapper on there as well. Last but certainly not least, a brand new copy of Lost Planet. So this is much like Rainbow Six on PS3 to the same scenario here. If you had a 360 very early on, this was one of the exclusives that you were playing. A game that a lot of people really enjoyed. I think, you know, if you look back on it, easily forgotten, and you can remember it fondly, but when you go back to it, it's like kind of hard to play. It's not very enjoyable. One of those games that I think doesn't age all that well, although this did eventually come to PlayStation 3, although a bit too late. Oh, the loose disc is actually Gears of War 2, so we don't have 3 copies of Gears of War, but rather 2, and then 2 copies of 2. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 discs in here. So here's the final tally for this one. We have 20 miscellaneous games right here. We have our MVP, our 1 PC game, our 6 promised loose disc games. We have our only PS3 game, which was FIFA 13, and then 11 brand new Xbox 360 games. 12 brand new games in total. This is why I buy from different sellers, because even though it's a random lot like the other ones, so you're expecting shovelware, wholesale value games, this is just a different circumstance, and I like that I just got all these brand new 360 games now. So we got a bunch of pristine quality cases that can be reused for other 360 games, and some that I can just keep sealed as, you know, cool timepieces like Gears of War. Yeah, that's a theme I've been having lately, where I also have a lot of sealed PS3 and PS4, and that's starting to slowly also come into the collection now as well. Value-wise, I'm assuming we did pretty good here. Only $97, 40 games, so it should be no problem to beat that. The value counter is at the bottom right as always. And this was a fun one. I enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not yet, please subscribe for the best PlayStation news, reviews, and updates and brand new 360 games here on YouTube. You can follow on Twitter at Mystic Ryan, and that is it. I will see you all in my next video. You take it easy.